What's up, world? Uko here from Better Therapy Now, where you sharpen your discipline. Do you need to go to business school? I think this is a really kind of topical topic of today because I guess, job earning and job securing power that the university once had appears to be decreasing, but I still think there are some important uses. So I'll talk a little bit about those now. The number one thing that I think college and university provides and business school provides is structured learning. I was talking to my little brother the other day, and we were talking about some of the people that we've known growing up, and that the people who didn't go to college and get a degree seem to be much less stable. And those of us who did go to school have higher incomes and are much more stable. But I kind of push back against this a little bit because I think that it is more of a character thing. It's not that you have the credential of a university that creates somebody who is a little bit more stable. It's the characteristics and the discipline and as time management and work ethic that gets somebody through university, that once it enters into the workforce, it will resort in more stability and being at a single job for a longer time. It takes you 4 years to get through university, and it's a lot of hard work. A lot of people are working and going to school, so it is a time commitment. So the personality that gets through that, I think, when they go to any job, whether they have a degree or whether they don't have a degree, will eventually be successful. At my job now, there are positions that require a degree, but those actually are not the highest paid positions. The people who get paid the most at my work are those who, one, have been with the company the longest, have displayed commitment to the company, and have demonstrated a strong work ethic. And those seem to be the things that will allow you to elevate in a company, especially if you're working with a small business that wants to grow. There's two more things that come with going to university: career acceleration. So having that credential of an MBA or a credential of a degree in business administration, you get a credential, especially like in marketing. It's assumed that you have certain skill sets and knowledge and training to be able to go into a business and execute. But I also push back against this because even though you might have the credentials, I think there is a lot of opportunity to be able to go into a business, work there at a entry level position, and then gain the training and experience and skill set through like your experience in actually working on the job, so that you can elevate. And even if you do have a degree, you may go maybe one level or two levels above somebody who doesn't have a degree, but within a 2 to 4 year time frame, you really both can be at the same level if you're willing to take on a role like a management position. And I think one position, or as work career field, that's really under undervalued, and I think people don't really recognize how much money you can really make, is through management. And that is available really in any field, whether you have a degree or not. For example, Walmart managers mostly are, for the most part, people who rise up through the ranks. And once you are at a certain level of management, and there's plenty of positions because there's a gazillion Walmarts out there, you're making like $200,000 to $600,000 a year. And then the third thing that I think traditionally has come with going to university, that is powerful networking. And I think, yes, university, especially if you're going to like a top 10 business school or top 10 MBA program, the networking aspect there is really high. But outside of that, I don't think that your typical university provides such a great networking tool. I do like that MBA programs come with internships, and that gets you in contact with really big businesses. And if you do a decent job, you'll get a job. Make an offer for you if they have that available. And that's, I think, a big thing that big corporations, big businesses are looking for, to transition their interns into long-term employees. But there's plenty of networking opportunities for really anybody anywhere just because of the internet, and things like meetup.com have dozens of business networking meetups going on throughout any big city. There's entrepreneur organizations, there's big entrepreneur organizations in every state. Like we have Arizona entrepreneurs, there's global international entrepreneur organizations like EO. So there's plenty of opportunities for, small business owners and startups and people who just want to start a business, that they can go to make connections, get mentorship, and I guess begin their journey in business. A couple of the cons of business school: one, the big time commitment. I mean, you're taking 4 years of your life. You're probably not going to be working full time. Even if you are working full time, you're not going to be in a job that's going to be super demanding. So maybe working at IHOP or working at some job in an entry level position while you're going to school. The next thing is high cost. Obviously, this is a big reason why a lot of people, especially in today's young generation, don't want to go to school, because they don't want to be like millennials and get, $40,000 to $100,000 of debt and then have to pay that off. And that debt is not forgivable. You can't declare bankruptcy on that debt. So you are stuck with that debt until you die. And there's even people who retire at 65, get Social Security, and they're still getting those wages taken out of their Social Security check due to student loan debt. And then also, I think this is the biggest one. It is not always necessary to develop the skill set. There's other entities out there providing education and providing the tools such as marketing and entrepreneurship and business consulting that people can, gain without going to university. So university is no longer the single point of information gathering and information outlet. People can go to workshops, they can go to meetups, they can join different clubs and develop different skill sets that were previously only available in business school. Ultimately, I think business school is most valuable if you need a specific credential to do the job. So for example, if you want to be a mental health therapist, then yeah, go to school and get your license. But if you want to be like a business owner, or you want to get into marketing, or you want to get into consulting, it's probably better to learn those skills on the job and get real world application right away, and either rise up or just take that shot and try to start your own thing and read books and get mentors and do things like that. So instead of taking on the debt of business school. I'm Uko from Better Therapy Now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.